Us in studio now. Rahul, thank you so much. So, big disappointing night for the Conservatives. Just how bad, though, is that night shaping up to be?
Historically bad. I mean, it's people are saying it's the Conservative Party's worst performance in local elections in 40 years. Now, just to remind everyone, this wasn't a general election. That's where people vote for a member of Parliament. People instead were voting for local councils, city mayors and police and crime commissioners. So it was a huge poll. Millions of people across England and Wales eligible to vote, and with that general election looming, so it has to be held before the end of January at the very latest, these results will be seen as a big indicator as to who will win that general election. And if Thursday's results are anything to go by, it's looking pretty grim for the UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak's ruling Conservative Party. Counting is still going on, but at the moment it looks like the Conservatives will lose half of the council seats that they are defending, and it's left the UK PM having to put on a pretty brave face in what is already looking like a disastrous performance from his party.
Obviously, it's disappointing to lose good, hard-working Conservative councillors, and I'm grateful to them for all their service in local government, keeping council tax low and delivering services for local people. But we've still got lots of results to come as well. And there are also things that I would point to. Harlow, for example, where Keir Starmer held a rally just on Wednesday saying that was a place that he had to win to be on track to win a general election. That hasn't happened.
There has, however, been some good news for Sunak.
Yeah, he mentioned it there, but there's also some other good news for him. The Conservative mayoral race in the northern English region of Tees Valley, the Conservative candidate re-elected there, Ben Houchen, re-elected as mayor. But interestingly, didn't mention Sunak once in his victory speech, so that tells you its own story. That's one of 11 mayoral contests going on. The big ones, though, are here in London and the West Midlands. We'll get those results over the weekend. But arguably the big news overnight, again, you mentioned it in your intro, was the results of the one by-election that took place in Blackpool South. The main opposition Labour Party winning that with a massive swing. I mean, 26.3%, almost unheard of from the Conservatives, and the Labour Party leader, Sir Keir Starmer, calling that an absolutely seismic result.
It is a fantastic result, a really first-class result. And here in Blackpool, a message has been sent directly to the Prime Minister, because this was a parliamentary vote. This was directly to Rishi Sunak to say we're fed up with your decline, your chaos and your division, and we want change.
Yeah, you can see Labour very clearly saying, well, this is the litmus test. We're storming ahead to the general elections, which have to happen before the end of the year. What are people saying about what this really means ahead of that big national general election?
Well, I think the win for the Conservatives in that mayoral race in Tees Valley, it will buy Rishi Sunak some time, because there had been some talk of his position being under threat, but there's still loads of dissatisfaction amongst his Conservative Party colleagues. Most people, and I'm one of them, believe that Sunak will be the Prime Minister going into that election. He will lead the Tories into that general election campaign. But if these local election results are repeated in a general election, it could see the Conservatives almost completely wiped out as a parliamentary party. So it looks increasingly likely that 14 years of Conservative rule here in the UK could be coming to an end.
Fascinating. Thank you very much, Rahul Patak. Just wrapping it all up for us then.